Welcome back, Mavericks. Tonight, I'm gonna rant. All right, Mavericks, so as we get into this, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. YouTube's algorithm is silly, and it will only help us advance bike love and share things around the world with other folks like us if you hit like and subscribe and help raise our hit count. That's really how it works, and thank you very much for helping us out. Also, consider becoming a Patreon. Patreons get access to not only all the regular content that you see on the channel, but also extras, freebies, additional content, live streams, wine, book, and movie recommendations for cycling, and all that. Because last week we talked about deciding whether you wanted to use something like a GoPro, which is a great camera with a crappy battery, or just go with what I do, which is to carry your phone as your camera while you're riding your bike. I do it for podcasting. Many people do it for safety, security, or just because they're riding in a beautiful area. And that's all great, except if you need to use one of these to carry the phone. So tonight we're going to rant about phone mounts for your bike and why they suck. But what I'm not ranting about is this. The Corley Estate Grown Cabernet. It is thick, it is beautiful, it is very, very good. And not terribly priced. So get yourself some of that and make yourself smile while I rant. So see, the problem is, if you decide you want to use your phone on your bike, there are hundreds of choices. And they all pretty much fit a similar pattern. That is, that if you want to keep your phone here, or here, or here, right in front of you, on your handlebars, facing up at your face only, like this, you're fine. The problem is if you want to do anything else but that. Because all these mounts do this, where they put the mount on the handlebars, almost always vertically. Some of them can be rotated sideways, like this one can, which is all well and good, except that the way they're designed is not conducive with how the phone works for video. And that's all well and good if you want to track your calories, pick up a phone call, use your GPS, whatever. Cool, okay. I don't knock on people for doing that. I get it. I just don't really want to use the phone like I use the phone at home when I'm on my bike. Because guess what? That's the time when I want to forget about all the crap I got going on in my world. And I want to ride my bike. And I want to feel healthy. And I want to look around. While I'm looking around, I'd like to take some video. I do it for podcasting. Some of you might do it because your scenery is beautiful and you want to end up sharing it with your friends or folks you couldn't ride with. Others do it for safety and security because, again, this camera can be there in case of an accident or an altercation or anything where you need some kind of proof that things went down the way you thought. And more people are doing this, as I mentioned last week. The problem is none of these mounts really support that. In fact, they're all pretty much equally bad for the same reason. Now, the mounts, to start with, can be small. They cannot fit non-standard handlebars like these. They can be too big for old handlebars like these. Some of them come with unique gripping like this one, which has basically a claw that you then tighten. And that works pretty well, except that, of course, this only takes so big a phone. It was designed before the massive iPhone Maxes and Pros and Pluses. So it is a real struggle to get it in the holder. The other problem you run into, even when you have a holder that's designed to hold a bigger phone, and you get yourself in there, is several problems. First, you might notice that when you do this, the claws that hold this phone in are right where the buttons are. Right where the buttons are. So what happens is, when you go to put it in, you tighten it down or you adjust it and you want to hold it in place with these little rubber strappy things that go around the back side of the phone, then it sets off the buttons, which are multifunction buttons. And now suddenly you're not in camera mode anymore. You're telling Siri that you want to do something and she doesn't know what it is. Or you're calling someone errantly or dealing with anything but, hey, I want to use my phone as a camera. So then you might say, well, what I can do, and I've done this, is I mount the mount on the front of the bike like this, away from the handlebars, as you see here. And I turn the phone around so that it faces out. Now I can't use the really good camera on the back. I can use the pretty good camera on the front. And that's fine, except that now all the controls for that phone, which are right here in the interface, are facing away from you. They're facing away from you because you're up here in the handlebars and this is forward. So not only have you lost the good camera, but you've lost the controls. Oh, but Rob, you say, I'll fix that. I'll just turn it around like this so I can use the really good camera on the back. Uh-oh. Wah wah. Now all your camera controls are behind the mount. No one that I found thus far builds a mount that does something akin to this, where it basically just holds the phone up vertically in landscape, because nobody wants to do YouTube like this, so that you can use the controls, answer a call if you decided to, dial 911 if you needed to, whatever. But the camera, the good camera, the camera you spent all that money on this expensive phone, is facing that way, where you want it to, so you can get all that beautiful scenery, and you can get all that accident information or whatever else happens, and you can still maintain controls with the phone without having it blocked by the mount. For the love of God, am I the only guy on planet Earth who wants to use his phone as a video recording device? I'm guessing not. So why does no mount manufacturer take into account that I might want to put my phone in my mount in something really cool like this one, which does the whole four corners thing, and have it in a position where I can continue to use the controls and the really nice camera on the back? That's it. That's all I need. This is what I need right here. Why is this so hard? Now, I did find one, and I will tell you, I was all excited. I found this one. And the phone mount seems to do all those things I want it to do. It holds the phone in the vertical position. You tack it down from behind, only in one section, which can avoid the buttons. You don't block the camera. And on the front, you have all the controls that you need while the camera's mounted here on your handlebars to be able to utilize the phone properly. Except it's no longer available. And I can't find it anywhere else. What the hell? So I'm going to go on a quest, and if I find it, I promise, we'll do an update where I will do a product review of it. This is the one I'll recommend to you as a primary, Rimax. The second one would be Tachia. Now, I used this one in Siesta Key, and here's where it falls short, besides all the things I mentioned. So it's got little rubbery things, which is great, that can hold your phone, but then it blocks the camera. And then you put the camera and use the front camera, fine, but then it's facing away from you because the only way it mounts on the bike is like this. Okay, yep, strike two. This is strike three right here. The morons designed the holes for the Allen screws or bolts to go in where the freaking mount is and not the other way around, where it'd be so much easier to utilize your Allen wrenches on the back side. Why did you do that? What the hell's wrong with you? I just don't understand. Does no one give a flying fuck about what they do for a living anymore? Is there no pride in what's built? Is there no forward-thinking, unique design?
I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that that can't be done. Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly, throw me a bone here. Shit.
So come on, let's ride. And don't forget to pick up your SCHWAG from this episode or any of our episodes at the Maverick Store.